boss, you know. I mean, I say red flame, blue flame. You know, I said flame, you know. I mean, I say Ghost Entertainment, Atlanta.
What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's the biggest in the game. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell these guys not to talk crazy, that we on and popping. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Can you hear me well? It's the biggest by far. Virtual attorney, I see you. I see you. Tell a friend to tell a friend, the biggest is in the game. Oh, I just beasted to come on today. Wild Cherry Pepsi, Ciroc, much finer. Problem them granted. Know what I'm saying? Up NYC is in the game, look. Oh, shit. Up NYC on the check, and you finally made it to the biggest show in the game. Let me tell you something. Shout out to Cash App. We gave away a lot of money. A lot of money. Cash App. You see my DMs as people, thank you, Joe, for the $100. Thank you, Joe, for the $20. Thank you, Joe. Yo, Ronnie Fig. Kiff is in the building. Ronnie Fig. Yo, Kiff, can I get my New York Nick? Yo, Ronnie, man, we got to talk. Because this, you're treating Jadakiss better than me. You're treating that, you know what I mean? You got to stop. You know, listen, one thing I never do is I'm so cocky when it comes to the clothes that I never like ask somebody like, yo, where you get it? Or what you do, or whatever the case may be. I seen Jadakiss with Ronnie at the Knick game the other day. We was going crazy, jumping up and down, running around. He said he ordered it. And Jadakiss had the flyest New York Knick jacket. So I'm like, yo, Jada, where you get that at? Where you get that? I lost it. It's cream, New York. And the man said, Ronnie. He threw Ronnie under the bus. And then Ronnie was like, no, wait a minute. That was the last year's collection. I'm like, yo, Ronnie, man, you don't take care of me, man. But the man, you know, the 30th, I'm doing something really big for Ronnie. Holy shit, I better make sure I'm here. I better make sure I'm here, Ronnie. And he said, add him to this. Oh, shit. Hold up.
Ronnie got the Yankee collection coming out. He got some real Yankee.
He got the Yankee. He told me, yo, you really want the Yankee? No, I want the Knicks.
This is the first time I'm ever doing this shit. I don't even know how this shit works.
Yo, Ronnie!
Yo,
Mr. Kiff.
You better be here on the 30th.
May is here. He's my consultant. He sends his love.
No doubt.
Yo, Ronnie, let me tell you something, man. That jacket was so fly. But everything you do is fly. I'm not going to lie to you, Ron. Like, Kiff, your brand, it's on another level of excellence. And everything you make, I want it. I'm like, damn, man, I like them shorts. I like this. How do you sew on top of the game with the clothing and the brand and all that? Because it seems like you one step ahead of everything.
It's devoting your entire life to some shit. You know how it goes. You know, I could ask you the same shit when you were, you know, and you still are, but when you're making music, you know how it goes. So it's the same thing here. But more importantly, you're a fucking legend, and I always appreciate you for everything that you do.
Ronnie, you know the first time I met you?
I remember the first time you met me. You came with Pun to the store on 8th Street when I was 15 years old. It was 97 or 98, I think it was. And they made, back then, there were these Timberland construction boots with a mock toe stitch in the front. Right? And you and Pun both bought a pair. I remember you guys pulled up. It was a crazy time.
You know, the first time I remember, you knew because I'm a rapper, but I met you at a sandwich stand in Miami.
In that sandwichery.
The sandwichery, them motherfuckers, yo, Ron, they make a good sandwich.
I need
and
to,
if me and you was online and we start talking and...
I know. We need to buy, can me and you go buy that spot? We need to buy that spot, man.
I would love to buy the spot. Yo, Ron, I want to buy everything.
I feel you. I feel you.
I feel
you.
So that people know you started out retail, all this. Now your brand is so global. You got stores in Japan?
Japan, Paris and Hawaii was the last store that we opened. But yo, with the lockdown, I didn't even get to see the Japan store yet. It opened last July, and I haven't been able to. They won't let me in to go even see the store. Imagine putting an album together and not even being able to hear it, like after you work on it for fucking a year and a half, not being able to.
Yo, that's fucking nuts, man. And with the designing of the stores, because you always got, you know, like the Miami, everything is just fly. LA, the designing. Who comes up with this?
I work a lot on the store designs. Like right now on the Hawaii store, I worked on the design solely for that shop, and then for the new office that you got to come check in Williamsburg. I'm doing a lot of designing now when it comes to the architecture in the stores. So working on that, working on the apparel, working on the footwear, and then the 30th for the Footwear News award that actually became public today.
It became public today, the 30th?
Yeah.
You know, it's Man of the Year. They made him Man of the Year.
Of course he is.
For footwear. Of course you are. Of the year. And he's going to give away a free tennis court with it. Like, yo, Ronnie, boy, 1 week's tennis, 1 week's basketball. Like, man, you really been giving back to the community.
I think that's the biggest focus and biggest shift 10 years later, because we turned 10 this year, is understanding the impact of the platform and what we could do to help give back. So we're working right now on a foundation. We already started the foundation, but we're putting the legwork in now for something that's going to launch in September that I'm really excited about. And it's going to have to do with education and giving people the ability to learn in our field. So that's going to be huge. And the KIF community portion of what we do, which is Black and brown owned businesses, local businesses that we try to highlight and put on the platform. So I'm excited for that as well.
Yo, my brother, man, are you promising my jacket that you...
It's already ordered. It's coming mid-December, so a month from now you'll have it.
Mid-December. God damn, that's the slowest. Yo, is it in the bottleneck? Is it on the ships?
It's handmade in the U.S. It's made in San Francisco. It's handmade, bro.
Man, you so fucking rich, Ronnie. You should have that expedited. So fucking quick.
Let's just hope the fucking Knicks keep winning so you still want to wear the jacket in mid-December. You feel me?
My brother, God bless you. I'll see you soon, all right?
I love you, Joe.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, brother.
Man, that's the Don Corleone. Don Corleone of the retail clothing and sneaker business. I tell him that all the time. You don't have to kill people to be the Don Corleone. He's the Don. Give him that. Give the man that. But damn, the richest guy in the game take a month to get my jacket? Shit. Expedite, Ronnie. I'll keep fucking with it. We're going to jump on again. Hold on. Let me see. What's the cheaper? What's the cheaper? Porter. What is it?
Shawn Porter.
Okay, I fucked up. SH. There you go. I send a request. Yo, Coach your deals. Knicks are winning. Yo, we got a big ass TV here. Yo, my brother. Yo, listen, you better than me. You was on time, but I'm like all over the place. And then, but thanks for showing up, Mr. Porter, man. Thank you for being on the Big Show.
You know what you do, man. I've been sitting here just watching. I forgot I was supposed to be on.
Nah, you know what? You know, the guy, you know, big money came up. You know, I say, hold up, man. I'm hustling him for a jet. I don't care. I'm hustling him.
I ain't mad at you. I do the same thing. I look at what other people got on and never walk up to them like, yo, where'd you get that from? I'm just like, let me do something.
You know, I
than
lost
that.
my cool. I seen Jadakiss with the jacket. I was like, I swear on everything, I never do that. I was like, yo, where you got that shit? Yo.
Hey, listen, if I do it, now I can't go get it. If I say, yo, where you get that from? Now I can't get it.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. There's been a lot of boxers turned commentators, which is great for the sport because you got the insight. But I'm not going to lie to you, just because you on the show, you might be the best. You might be the best. Because your precision and how you talk, man, this guy got to switch it up. You got to switch up the style. Yo, this guy, and when I'm so engaged, when you giving that feedback, did you always know you wanted to be a commentator?
I did. I always knew I wanted to be in TV. I always knew I wanted to be radio and TV and doing commentary. I boxed and I played football. And when I wasn't boxing, I was watching football. I watched more football my entire life than I ever did boxing. And so I kind of just listened to those guys do what they did on the football side of things, and kind of take that same approach to boxing in terms of how do you deliver something that's exciting that people are gonna understand. You know what I mean? So, and of course, I've had amazing people in my life to get me further along in this short period of time that most people have.
Well, Max is a good friend of mine. Max is a beautiful person.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, the reason why I asked you that, right, is because I've been around so long that I've been able to admire peers from far away. And when I got to get into the studio with them, right, I see their thought process and how they put something together. And it's different than what I do. Like, wow, you learn things. But you are in there watching anybody you respect every other week commentating. Do you learn that? Have you picked up on some shit right there that it's like, wait a minute, like, it's almost like you in everybody's studio session commentating. Do you learn a lot from that?
How do you not get sharp from that? You know what I'm saying? If you in the studio with Big, and then you in the studio with Pun, and then you in the studio with Kiss, and then you in the studio with the Lox, and the list goes on. How do you not pick up something, or how do you not have the consciousness to say, yo, that was fire. I need to learn that. That was all right. I think next time I go into the studio, next time I go into the boxing ring, I'm gonna use a little bit of what I just saw right there. So it has definitely helped sharpen my skills, both on the commentating side and also from an intellectual side, boxing ring, in terms of me being able to think faster and make adjustments and things like that. I'm definitely seeing a difference.
And one thing I say about boxers all the time is you don't have this problem, but you have to be versatile and you have to know when to adjust. Sometimes you can stick to the game plan.
Yeah.
But when it ain't working by the 6th round, you got to know. I seen one fight that Floyd Mayweather was losing 6 rounds. I forget what it was. Then he came in there and switched the whole shit up. And at the end, when he interviewed him, he was like, I was thinking about Jack Dempsey against how he switched it up. And, a lot of boxers fall in love with one particular style that makes them win. And then whenever that's not working, they don't know how to adjust, or they need to adjust. Shout out to Roxy. Yo, Roxy. Congratulations on the new show. We love you, Roxy Diaz. So, how about you? Are you able to make that transition in the middle of the fight and say, yo, maybe I don't need the box. Maybe I need the slug. Maybe I need...
Yeah, it's not easy. And I think the main reason why it's not easy is because there's what I think a lot of people don't know about boxing is like boxing is like basically based on rhythm, and it's like you can't. I'll equate it to music. Like you can't come into the room playing jazz and then somebody do something different and then you like I got to play blues. It's not easy to quickly go from jazz to blues. You always have to you gotta mold and you gotta polish that jazz in the gym. And then while you molding and polishing that jazz, you gotta mold and polish that blues. You gotta mold and polish that country. You gotta mold and polish everything so that when something doesn't, when you hear, and for me in the ring, it's seeing something. When you see something didn't hit right, you like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, he trying to play some. Oh, he trying to play some rap. He trying to play some rock.
Oh, he trying to do this.
Let's rock out. You know what I mean? So it's not easy.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. When I go to do a concert, you know, I have my guys look out. It might be an all-white crowd. I gotta give them, you know, I gotta do some get it popping, some what's loves. Yeah. I might look and it's a hood, and I gotta come in the hood. You adjust to the crowd. You adjust to the situation.
And that's what I do. Like in the boxing ring, I do the best I can to make my fighters adjust to me. And there's only been a few instances where I have had to adjust to my fighters. You know what I mean? So I am like I try to be the DJ from the open.
You know, you duck no one. You duck no one. You have serious people you have fought that, you know, other people wouldn't even fight. And then it gets me to thinking of the last fight that you lost. You was winning the whole shit. You just got too aggressive, right? And you tell me about that. You in there with him. It's a fucking battle. Nobody thought you was gonna win. You was the underdog, and I don't want to disrespect because I love the boxer too, but you was busting his ass.
Yeah.
And then he got you. Fine.
We was prepared to go out there and do everything we did from the opening round 1 all the way to round 12. And then round 11, I think it was, again, talking about that rhythm with me having so much control and moving the way that I was moving, doing everything that I was doing. A lot of times when you have that rhythm and you're in so much control, you may lose track that something could happen. And I think I was at a point where I was just rocking and rolling and I was doing my thing. And when I come up for my punch, he's right there with the perfect shot as well. And
because at what point, you know, it always got me bad when my favorite boxers were winning and they were smart enough to like coast in the last 2-3 rounds. You wanted to bust his ass. Like,
I don't know, man. It makes sense. Every sport does it. Every sport does it where you ice the clock. And I think that even at that point where we're in the 11th round, and you could tell, I think real boxing fans and real true people who know fighting, know boxing, know that I was really controlling that entire fight. Yes. If you take a look at the scorecards, it still doesn't say I was going to win the fight even without that knockdown. And so even when most sports where you can coast, you got the points on the board, you know what's going on. And boxing is just one of them sports where it's like you really can't take your foot off.
You feel like he's the comeback kid, everything, and you just like, yo, I got to put it on and put it on. I'm not against that. I'm not against that, but it reminded me, what was that fight Javante was fighting the Mexican kid?
Leo Santa Cruz.
Yo, that was a fucking fight, bro.
Great fight.
No, that was a fucking fight.
Great fight. And I've known Leo.
Javante pulled out that, boom, that uppercut.
I just sparred with him last week. Javante Davis is one of the sharpest boxers I've ever been in the ring with. Sharp.
You sparred with him to prepare for this fight?
Yep.
And would you spar with somebody who hits that hard? Because Javante looks like he hits hard. Like,
you got to do what you got to do.
With a guy who just knocks people out. That's fucking nuts.
Hey, listen, if you don't face the fire in training, what you going to do in the fight? And the fire come. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we do it. We try to make it so that we have a couple of fights before fight night, and we try to make fight night as easy as possible.
Why not do a rematch? Because you had that fight beat. Why not? What did your people try to get a rematch?
Boxing does not always do what makes sense. It made sense to do a rematch. That fight was at the Staples Center. That fight sold out at the Staples. It sold very well on TV. You do a rematch, everything is at least double what it was. And when you got the narrative of that first fight to go off of, now everything changes. Now this isn't the, oh, Shawn's going to get dominated. Oh, Shawn's gonna get knocked out. It's the who's gonna win this one? Is Errol Spence gonna land that punch? If Errol Spence doesn't land that punch, will he win the fight?
Oh no, you win the fight.
Well, Shawn land the punch. You know what
I
I mean?
love Errol Spence.
I just think that it got.
But you won that fight. Other than you got a little greedy, your hand was in the cookie jar. And I see somebody said, Joe, don't disrespect. I love Errol Spence. I love his story. I love that he's a nice person. You know, but, you know, you had the fight. I'm not trying to start no shit at concert. You had the fight. You know, you went in there and you was almost pulling it off. You got to the hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah. So with this one, you know, we're looking at Terrence Crawford, and he's a sharp fighter. It's about knowing when to go into that cookie jar and knowing when to go sit down. You know what I mean?
And let me tell you something. This guy, he ain't no punk. This guy's incredible. That's why I say you duck no one. Yeah. I see a lot of fighters. They fight different fighters that ain't you know, you really go. You really fight the best, the top of the. Is that something that you you tell your team, I want to fight the best?
Nah, man, cause you Fat Joe and cause you do music, I'm gonna keep riding on that analogy of music. But it's like every album you put out, you try to make that album a hit. You try to make it so that everybody remember at least a couple of joints on that album, and people was looking forward to the next album. Now, why would I regress and do anything different but try to fight the best? And so it's really not a situation where I'm telling my team, like, okay, he's the best, go get him. He's the best, go get him. It's just about me saying, I'm not willing to fight anybody that's less than me. And if anything, I want to fight something that other people would consider more than me. You know what I mean? So I'm out.
You know, boxing is the only sport that you have one loss and that's it. He's whacked, he fell off. I've never seen no shit like you win 33-0, take one L, and then yo, it's over. I mean, why is there so much pressure on boxers in that way where one loss, you know, one loss is like it's almost like you're destroyed. Like when you lost, you've been studying boxing your whole life. When you lost your first fight, you felt like the end of the earth.
When I lost my first fight, I was down, man. I was just a little. I was in a place where I was kind of really sad, and you know, didn't want to talk to nobody, didn't want to see anybody. And my dad came to me. He said, "Man, listen." He says, "You're gonna come back from this. You just got to get back moving, get back training, and we'll figure out the next step to take and get you back to where you were." And when my dad told me that, I held on to that, and you know, I never looked back.
What's this fight looking like? Because that's why I hit you up. I love this fight. What's the game plan? Are you going to be victorious? You know, it's a big fight for you, man. It's a big fight.
This is basically what I've been working my whole life for. I've been here before. And I have another opportunity to do it again. I'm a 2-time world champion, and so I'm going against a guy who is a 3-time, or not 3-time, but a 3-division world champion. He's taking on 135, 140, and now 147. So, you know, on paper, the fight is fantastic. If you take a look at me, things I've done in the ring, especially against the best, you know, I do not disappoint. And then when you take a look at him and everything that he's done, he's nothing but dominant. You know what I mean? So it's the collision course has come, and you know, outside of it being exciting, I'm gonna tell everybody not to miss a second of this.
Now everybody, this if you love boxing, shout out my brother Pat Boots, he just picked you up. If you love boxing, you gotta get this one. You gotta watch this fight. Like, what are you on drugs if you don't watch this fight?
You thought that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder was the one. It was amazing, but this one has elements that fight didn't have. So yeah, man, big ups to both those.
You know what I learned? I'm gonna tell you something. I was talking to this trainer, right? She's cock diesel and shit. And, you know, like, cocky. She don't play that shit. She like a Comanche Indian. She's cocky. So I said, let me ask you something, right? I said, I told you about this shit today. So I said, I was talking to her about Tyson Fury and Wilder. And she said, listen, Joe, a lot of those guys that got six packs and like that, it's in their DNA. It's in their, they got that in their genes to get the six pack. She said, Tyson Fury is really cock diesel under that wobbly body. He hits hard. It's just the way God made him. He can't.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. I didn't realize, stay right here in case of call Rich in case they don't hear us.
Your grill low fat.
I didn't.
Lasagna's ready.
Thank you, my brother. Yo, Chef Mark. What did you make tonight, Chef Mark?
Grilled low fat lasagna.
Grilled low. How could you do a grilled low fat lasagna like low cottage cheese?
Low cottage cheese, low fresh mozzarella, and the pasta is like, you know, the leanest pasta. Very, very paper thin.
I think he's full of shit.
I'm on the right call right now because that's what I eat after my weigh-in. I eat lasagna. So we're going to do low lasagna.
We got love you, Chef.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. You can't wait till you weigh-in so you can eat some low-fat, sugar-free pasta, huh?
Right,
The
right.
motherfucker's so full of shit. Yo, you got a lot. Yo, his lasagna and shit.
I'm
He
going
talking about his vegetarian. I'm like, okay, Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit
So
tastes
fact,
good.
you thought the bigger the muscles, the better the fighter?
Yeah, I thought, because if you look at, if you put him on a lineup and you see Wilder, Cock, Diesel,
Of course.
and you see Fury, you know, like Fat Joe body, a little more in shape,
Yeah.
you thinking 1,000,000%, if you ain't the analyst like you of it fight, you would think definitely.
It's a Corvette versus a Jeep.
What happened?
I said it's a Corvette versus a Jeep. You're looking at a Corvette sitting next to a Jeep.
Yeah, so you sitting there and you like, no way this guy can win. But this guy not only has his number, he hits hard as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
the heavyweight division. That division, man, you can't measure that power.
You know, the trainer told me, listen, he got muscles. It's just not the way you see it. His body doesn't allow him to be six-packed up and all that. Well, obviously, he got power.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, he got power. He got the skills. He got everything you need to be, you know, everything that he is right now to the sport of boxing. You know what I mean?
Let's say you win this fight. Who's your dream matchup? Who do you think, right, is, and I'm not looking past this fight, let's just say, God willing, you win the fight, right? Let's just say, right? If you had a choice, what's the biggest bag for you? What is it, Floyd Mayweather coming back? I'm talking about some crazy shit. Where if you could pull off, I'm not saying, I don't want to put that in your mind, but if you could, what's the fight you think could be the one must see, everybody got to go to Vegas, it's crazy, it's this, it's that?
Everybody be here this weekend.
Oh, I know that. What's that like? Walking in the ring, you look to the side, Mike Tyson is in the audience, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley's in the audience. Everybody's out there. What the fuck is that like for you?
Love it. Never knew that was coming. You know what I mean? And I love it. My whole thing when I come out and you replay any fight, when you see me walk out, I'm looking at the stands like it's gotta be full. Wherever I fight, I need all eyes on me. And so you can play any fight of me right now. When you see me walk out, you see me looking up. If the stands is full, I'm about to show off. I love it.
And that's what makes you you, and that's what makes champions champions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people look like they champions,
but
they fold to the bright lights. That's why a lot of players that play basketball are scared to come to play for the Knicks because they don't want that media scrutiny.
Yeah.
I'm the difference.
Yeah.
I want the shit.
Yeah.
I want the smoke. I want to be there. I want to show you how great I am. I want the legacy. I'm different, and that's what makes you a champion. You walking up in there like, Everybody's watching me. It's time to put on a fucking show.
I've been like that my whole life. I don't know why. You know, I'm very humble outside of the ring. I was at a gym yesterday, and somebody walked up and asked for a picture, and a gentleman had been sitting down, and he was trying to strike a conversation. He says, "Oh, well, you must be famous." I said, "Not really. I don't. But on fight night, everybody knows who I am, and everybody needs to know as soon as I step in the ring. I love."
You know, it's a boxing culture, right? Prize fighting, boxing culture. There's nothing like that. And it's like, when you come, you know, I did a versus, right? I did the versus against Ja Rule.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. It's the closest thing to fight night. I'm no bullshit. And, you know, I watched a couple of other guys who did versus say the same shit. They were like, yo, this was like a boxing match. This was like, because you fight for your legacy.
Yeah.
The people are hyping you up.
Yeah.
I was in a building, Uncle Dan's building. When I came down, the doorman was like, get him, crap. Get him. I pulled up to the light. The FedEx guy was like, get him, crap. I pull up to the next light. A lady, a crossing guard. Get him, Joe. I'm fucking psyched.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to fucking talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could do it again, or I could give some type of consulting to somebody else, I would say relax.
Yeah.
I would say relax, chill, enjoy it, because I was on some bullshit. It's the closest thing to being. How do you feel when you go into the stadium? How do you feel?
Well, let me ask you. Like you've done battle raps before, right? Was that different? Was that different from a battle rap?
Yeah, it's different because this one is legacy against legacy.
Yeah.
And not only that, this is prime time. This is 2 million people watching on Instagram.
Yeah.
This shit, you know, and you know. You see, this is what I mean when I say you pick your opponents, you don't duck nobody. You want it to be the biggest show.
Right.
Me, I picked Ja Rule.
Yeah.
I know you could only play 20 songs. The man got 17 number ones. Like, you got to be out of your fucking mind to go up against this guy. Right? But I knew it was going to be must-see TV.
Right.
Prime time. Let's do our shit.
Right.
But
that's my thing. I mean, like you got Pepsi behind you. My whole thing is, if Aerosmith Jr., that's a Super Bowl fight. Keith Thurman, that's a Super Bowl fight. Danny Garcia, that's a Super Bowl fight. There's Ugas. I've been to Super Bowl fights. Like, why would I go back to trying to play in a playoff game?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yo,
Yo, listen. Keith Thurman. Yo, I thought he was the truth of all truths.
Yeah.
What, he calmed down a little or something?
I think, you know, it's a part of the game. I think the game, if you don't treat it the way it needs to be treated, and if you don't do all the right things, I think that it's gonna pull something from you. This is what they say. They say every time you go in the ring, you leave a piece of you in the ring. And I do believe that to be true. I think that we do at some point, we get hurt. Something happens at some point physically where we just don't leave the ring the same. But if we leave the ring, we take care of our body, we do our icing, we do our soaking, we do our lab, and so on and so forth, and we build our body back up to where it needs to be, then we can perform again, you know. And I think that's why I've been able to have so many big performances, because I take care of my body, do my training, I do my whole nine. I think that other guys can be looking and they're like, man, I had that stuff right now. I'm not trying to do that. I gotta try. That guy, I want to do it, and I think a lot like.
But people don't understand. It's a little different with somebody sticking a jab in your face for 12 fucking rounds.
Yeah.
And keep bang.
So this is the Porter Way podcast. I got my own podcast. I think we're 60 episodes in. We started during the pandemic. My thing with my podcast is, I want you to get clued into what goes on in the locker room. I want you to get clued into when the ref made the wrong decision. and what he should have done. And I want to give people that look that they don't really get into boxing. I have, and I can deliver it. But the other podcast, I want people to be empathy and more understanding to fighters and to the fight game. Y'all are like, man, he quit the dude. Y'all don't know what it took for him to get there. I'm talking about him quitting on the he could fight another round. You go out there and fight. And rounds you want to go. You know what I mean? So I think on one side of it, yes, we're supposed to be warriors. Yes, we're supposed to show everything we have internally, externally. And right, Keith Thurman at one point, he was the boogeyman. But at some point, you have to separate yourself and show that you are the guy. And I've been able to do everything that is. We fought in 2016. I'm still fighting here, just below me. I don't get him back here, but you know, with my podcast, I wanted to other fighters that are coming up to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, you're going in and out. The mic is popping in and out. I don't know why. But, you know, Keith Thurman, and what I'm going to say is not the right way to say it, but it's definitely not the, I don't even think I can say it. Forget it. It was like, you know, when you fought those guys that didn't even know their own power, like is it offensive saying like brute strength? No, brute strength is not. Like, this guy, I used to look at him like, he makes no sense. You know what?
Keith he's got that power that you're flat out just born with. The same thing with Deontay Wilder. That's what Keith has. Keith was knocking out guys in tournaments when we were 14, 15 years old. How do I know? Because I was like one of the only other guys out there doing it. I had man strength at a young age. Keith had real godly given strength his entire life. And so he, like you said, like guys that don't know their own power. That's who he was. And I think who he still is. I just think that, you know, just got to get back out there and start doing it more.
Yes, you know, he got to get focused. I would love to see him. Your top 5 of all time, dead or alive, boxers.
My number 1 is Marvin Hagler.
Ooh, marvelous Marvin Hagler.
He's my number 1.
Greatest chin in boxing.
Yeah.
Who else?
Of course, Muhammad Ali.
I can't hear you, my brother.
Good.
All right, you back, right? Because, you know, they know you on live with Fat Joe, the biggest show. They want to call you. I know these clout chasers, man. Tell them to relax, man. So you said...
The funny thing, I'm using my wife's phone, so they calling her.
Oh, so that's like, hey, girlfriend. Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, number 2. Innovative in the ring.
Muhammad Ali, marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Roy Jones Jr.
Ooh, number 3. You know he came to beat me up. Yeah, I know the boxing world must know. Because, you know, I said in New York, I said even Roy Jones was forced to lean back in the song New York. He literally came to beat me up. No, I'm telling you. I had 100 guys with me.
Yeah.
I walked backstage.
Yeah.
I have no clue he's in there. I pull a curtain. It's Roy Jones Jr. with like 8 guys. And he's like, yo, what's up with that song? He got that face. This is when Roy Jones was knocking people. So I come up on him so fast, I grab his wrist.
Yeah.
So he won't let him fly because I know he could touch me and I get knocked out. So I'm grabbing his wrist. Like, yo, champ. He got the guy, chopper style, chopper style.
Yeah.
He behind him, he going, yo, give it to him, champ. Knock him out. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. But, you know, I didn't want to excite I wanted to calm this down. I'm looking at him like, oh, my God. And so, long story short, I try to talk him out of, you know, the guy, he came to knock me out, Roy Jones Jr., in New York. I had 100 guys on the side. So then I had to, finally I started feeling like pussy, like a punk.
Yeah.
And I just let his hands go and say, you know what, champ? You know, you're going to knock me out, champ. But those guys over there, they're not going to want to fight you one-on-one, champ.
Yeah.
And he looks over there, and I'm like, yeah, the 100 guys, champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to let you get out of here, man.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, so it's just hip-hop? I said, yo, it's just hip-hop. I'm sorry, Chad.
Yeah.
But he came to knock me out. That's a real story.
I don't give a damn what you say. If I heard my name in the song, I'll be like, oh.
And it was a #1 song.
And it was a #1 hit.
And so you got 3. You got Roy Jones, you got Marvelous Agler, you got Muhammad Ali.
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Ooh. Julio Cesar Chavez. He fucked up so many Puerto Rican fighters, man. Like, let me tell you something. This is how I knew Dominicans, and I love my Dominican people. Yeah. This is how I knew Dominicans was hating on Puerto Ricans, right?
Right.
Because anytime Chavez, you know, back in the days, we would go see the fight in like a club.
Yeah.
Like, it would be like a fucking nightclub, the big fight. And so if it was Camacho against Julio Cesar, whatever. Man, I'm thinking Julio Cesar's Mexican from the West Coast. And I'm thinking at least the Dominicans that have the Puerto Ricans backs because they next door neighbors.
Right.
The whole Dominican crowd go against the Puerto Rican guy. I'm like, damn, you motherfucker hating in this motherfucker right here. Like,
it was. They knew what it was.
They knew what it was. Let me tell you something, Julio Cesar Chavez, man. That's a fucking, like, that man was so tough.
Yeah.
Who else? Who's your last one?
Floyd. Oof. Hey, listen. Nobody comes into the game one way and then because of certain things says, I have to fight a different way. Decides to fight a different way and is as dominant that a completely version of himself, but still as dominant. That'll never happen again.
And he did it his way. He's like Frank Sinatra. He did it his way.
It is way.
You know what I'm saying? And now every year come fuck somebody up for a little $100 million to jump out.
Right.
I get scared, and I love the champ. I get scared every time the champ do that shit.
Yeah.
Because boxing, you know, I tell everybody all the time, I say, you know what? We can have boxing, you can have the fancy cars, the jury, the 100 guys with you, but when you walk in that ring, you walk in that ring alone, Poppy.
Yeah.
And you know, I had a time like that, right? This is crazy, and this is crazy. This is a joker moment, but it was the MTV Awards. I was supposed to present an award to Missy, right? And so I get there, and when they announced me to go, this is the time I had beef with 50 Cent. Like, real fucking beef with 50 Cent, right? If we seen each other, we was gonna... And so it's a long stage, like a long thing to get to where I present the award. When they say my name, I think 50 ain't know I was gonna be there. So he gets up, and he starts looking around like wrestling. Like, there's no bullshit, like... You know how Macho Camacho the host used to be like, he's like,
where he at?
Yeah. He's like looking around. Like, this is fucking WWE, right?
Yeah.
But then, I don't know if he jumps over the thing. And then he's like, where I'm supposed to present the award.
Yeah. Wait.
So I looked to the side. Jay-Z was there, Jeezy, a bunch of... It was on TV.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking, I tell myself, all right, Joe, it's going to go down. Like, yeah. But yo, I'm diddy bopping. I'm walking towards I'm like, yo, all right, we're going to get it on, boy, in front of the... So you know how you feel when you walk in?
Yeah.
I felt like everybody's here. We going to get it on in front of everybody. Right? And then they somehow they pushed him off the stage, like security was like, yo, or something. He disappeared. Yeah. But I really thought it was going down in front of TV, 30,000 people. Yeah. And then when I got off the stage, these FBI guys came up and they had thank God they did that. 50, my brother, they pulled out if you ever see an FBI guy show you like the badge, you know how the cops show you the badge? TV? The FBI guy, his shit this big.
Dang.
No, his shit fold out.
Yeah.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here. Do you know who's in here? And I'm like, and it was like, George Bush's daughters are in here. Like they start naming, like they escorted me to the door and got me the fuck up out the building. MTV ain't fuck with me for about 3-4 years after that. Oh, that's when I was on the mic and then I had dissed them. I had said, yo, thank you for your security. And like, you know, I went bad.
Yeah.
And it shook the walls. Nobody ever seen nobody go bad on 50 Cent in front of everybody. And so MTV banned me for like 3-4 years. Shout out MTV. But at that moment, I felt like the Prince on what's my man, the Prince? What? Prince, I see my man. Yeah. I was floating in the carpet. I felt like the Prince, goddamn it. I was like, oh shit, it's going down.
He was a big ass Prince.
No, I was the biggest Prince. Man, that shit, like the wind came up in me and I was like, oh, it's going down right now. But thank God they stopped it. And but that shit crazy though, man. That shit.
It's one of the best parts of the night. When you walk out, I got something special for this walkout. It's gonna be crazy. I know you particularly you gonna enjoy this one.
I am, but let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked at one of them girls ever distracted? There's a question I wanted to ask every boxer in the world. Yeah. You're fighting. Everybody's all over. They be having some bad joints with that round 2, round 3. I've always wondered if you're a horny boxer. Because apparently you haven't had sex, right? Because in boxers, you can't have sex to have all your power. You in the ring, and this bad joint is walking around round 3. Right? Do you ever take a peek?
Listen. I've been doing this forever, like literally forever. I remember the first time I went to a fight show and they had ring car girls. I was young. I was a teenager. And I thought that I was supposed to look at them when they walked around. I'm in the ring doing my thing, and now I'm like literally waiting on her to, she came around, came and went. It was like, oh, okay. That's it. It's nothing. It's a part of the show. It's for the fans. It's for the crowd. The fighters, man, we be so focused on our JOP. We don't got time for that. But
I would expect you to answer like that on your wife's phone. Very skilled commentation. Woo!
Hey, she's watching on another.
Oh, you better fucking believe it. And her cousin is watching. And a friend. Now you answered professionally.
I'm gonna keep it real. This is actually the first time that I have lost my sexual appetite before a match. I've never not been horny and things like I'm not.
But what I'm saying to you is, hold up, don't fuck it up. You was pitching the shutout.
Yeah.
You get really excited. You just gotta be focused for the fight. Is it true that you can't have sex before a fight? It's not suggested. Or is that like a myth?
So that's where I thought you was going with this. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh man, you can't have sex before the fight." Basically, from a scientific standpoint, you have what is that? Testosterone in the release, and you need your testosterone for the fight. And so that's why I say, no sex, no nothing extra before a match. But my wife's beautiful. Like, I was looking at her the other day.
Yeah. We know she's here.
I'm not even saying this because I know she might be watching. But I just got home. She had taken a shower, was sitting there in her towel, and I'm just like, it's just like another day. Like any other day, it go down.
I'm gonna take you down.
It goes down. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I do. I think it's the moment. I think that
it's routine, and you know what's best for you.
Yeah. Because no, real talk. She's in the towel when I came home, and it was just like, "Hey, love, hey, what's up?" Like it was nothing extra. And this is the first time she watching. Like, yeah, this is the first time. What's going on? You know.
Now you really want to win this fight.
Yeah.
You got to know that that's your bread and butter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is like, you know, sometimes, man, let's leave the women alone out of this because we're going into some whole other shit. Let me tell you something. We all be in trouble.
It be the rappers that get you in trouble.
Yo, it do. Saturday, how can we watch the fight? How can we order the fight? What we got to do? Because we all want to support you, brother.
It's the ESPN Plus app. This fight is on ESPN Plus, and from there you can order it. You should be able to see it on your direct.
We got ESPN Plus, right?
Sites and all that kind of stuff. You just order this fight, man. I'm really not.
Because I hate that new shit. Canelo be doing some shit. Like, The Zone and all that. Like, I'm like, bro, I want to watch the fight.
Yeah.
I know business is business, but I want to wait. It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's on.
I just want to turn it on. I don't want to do no extra stuff to get to it. I just want to turn it on. It shouldn't be no problem.
I just want to turn the shit on and let's go.
And go for it. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Man, if I was a betting man, you would tell me to bet on you?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I'm going to bet on you.
Yeah. 100%.
And I'm not even a gambler like that, but I'm going to bet on you, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet on you because the conviction, you know what I'm saying? I know you don't lie, man. I know you don't lie. I'm going to have to bet on you, man. Let me tell you something. And speaking of betting, shout out my brother Jay-Z. Jay-Z trying to become the first black owner of a casino, first black owner of online betting. And you think about your moms, your aunt, how many black and brown people go bet all the time. And finally, we can have one that looked like us and grew up like us that can own a casino or online betting. It's very, very important that he succeeds because it's almost, and don't want to compare them, but it's almost like I watched Master P do an interview and say, man, we've been buying so much oodles and noodles and cups and noodles that we never had a black guy own the oodles and noodles. So he starts selling ramen noodles. And this is the time of black and brown ownership.
Yeah.
Equity.
Yeah.
Equity mean a piece of something rather than just get paid for your services. It's very, very important, my brother. God bless you. Good luck. I'm tuned in on Saturday. Everybody tune in to ESPN Plus. We will talk about it again. All right, my brother. Thank you so much.
I got to ask you real quick, the picture that I had posted back in the day of my son, did you look at that and we was like, what did you think when you saw that picture?
I don't know exactly what picture you're talking about.
I did it was a picture of my baby, and I said my son used to look like Fat Joe when he was a baby. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of babies look like Fat Joe. They're not mine, but there's a lot of that's a beautiful thing. Halloween, these kids send me a bunch of pictures looking like Fat Joe. Dressing like Fat Joe, painting beards on, flattery, man. It's beautiful, my brother. God bless, man. Much success. I want you to get through this, and so we can go back to the fight you lost. I think we deserve, as fight fans, a part 2 of this shit. And you both deserve that payday. God bless you, my brother.
All right,
Peace,
now.
man.
Appreciate you.
Man, what a classy guy, bro. What a fucking classy guy. You don't know who I know. And every time you pick up this fucking IG, somebody spectacular comes on. For free. Shout out to Cash App, who sponsored this show. Cash App gave so much fucking money the other day. You know, Cash App is more than just send a girl some money. It's stocks. It's Bitcoin. It's
crypto and regular stock.
It's crypto.
It's stock portfolios on Cash App.
And so if you wanted to learn about stock, and so we gave people a bunch of $100, $20, $40, $50 of stock.
My whole stock portfolio on Cash App.
And if anybody, I seen one guy, I know you clout chasing, but anybody, you know, said Fat Joe broke, like you are not seeing the one pointers on it. You're not seeing the pointers. You're not seeing that shit now. Like you got me all the way fucked up. So how could you do that and lie to yourself? But you got me to talk about it, huh? I guess he did his job. That's what trolling is all about. Put some fire signs if you got some money in the stocks. It's not every day. It's going to happen again. It's not today. So don't flood my comments with your Cash App shit. Yo, Papoose, these guys have got to be fucking dizzy or something, or they must not see the fucking diamonds on this shit or the shit on this. Like, man, you talk about people that their heart is in hate. Their nature, their DNA is, I want to hate. Because you cannot lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. I mean, you got to be really realistic about this. Maybe you don't have Instagram or you don't follow me. Because goddamn, I've been shitting in the highest rate. I don't know what else to do. You want me to hang off a platinum helicopter throwing money out? I don't know what else to do. We just gave a bunch of money in stock. This week coming up, my 3 Up NYC stores, we sitting 18-wheelers in front of each store and give back to the people. We do it every year. Turkey, soup, spaghetti, rice, everything in the bag. Not just turkey, everything in the bag. Nobody gives us the money. We put this up ourselves. I put this up myself. Nobody sponsors when we give back to the people. Okay? I mean, we ain't, let me tell you the craziest shit that happened to me yesterday, but I gotta let it out. I gotta release it. Right? So yesterday we on a flight coming back up top. Jose! And I'm gonna tell y'all some crazy shit. If y'all ready to hear some crazy shit, make some fire signs. Because, you know, it's going to come out very weird. But hear me out. Because while it was happening, I said, you know what? I got to share this with the people, man. There's no bullshit. Are you ready for some shit you never thought you would hear Fat Joe say in your life? Put some fire signs. Nah, there's no way. I could bet you anything in the world that you don't know what I'm going to say right now.
I have no clue.
No, but I mean anything. What do you want to bet? Do you want to bet that there's impossible? You would have to be Jesus Christ to figure out what I'm about to say. Now, let me tell you something. Are y'all ready? Fuck a joke for a moment. This is really crazy, right? And so, I'm on the plane. I told you my experience, the plane going down in Miami, this shit was shaking, it went through a storm. They gave me the seat backwards. So, like, imagine, I don't like flying because when it goes through the clouds, it feels like a fucking roller coaster. I never went on a roller coaster, Six Flags, and nothing in my life. And so, but they give me the fucking seat. The lady, the stewardess, took it into her power to give my seat and Rich's seat to some kids. I would have gave it anyway, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some kids to sit next to their mother. But the seats they gave me, the pilots, I got my back to the pilots. So when the shit going like this, I'm saying, when it's going up, I'm looking at all the people like, come on, man, what type of fuckery is this? Nah, this shit crazy. So fuck me up. Fuck me up. And so I go, okay, I finally land. Rich never seen me like that in his life. So Rich was like, yo, what the fuck? We on the plane. I'm like, yo, that's when I realized I'm bugging. Because Rich never screamed on me. He screamed on me like, yo, calm the fuck down. Like, you fucking bugging out. I see the stock, everybody, they caught stock. I don't never lie, false advertise. Shout out, Cash App. Now listen. So unfortunately, yesterday before the flight, I go to the club, the American Airlines Club. There's a club. You could pay when you go first class to go hang out. They give you food. They give you liquor. Right? So now, I have a couple of glasses of red wine. Okay? I'm going to tell you some shit. Listen, don't distract me. There's a serious story they all waiting on. Listen, but don't distract me. So, gambling motherfuckers. Listen. So I go like this. I bet you can't gamble on it. Well, you probably could. So, scaredy cat. Okay. I'm drinking red wine to where I'm like, anything can happen. I don't give a fuck. I'm saucy. I'm chilling. So I get on the flight. I sit in my chair. I sit in my chair, put my AirPods in. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. I'm drunk. Basically. Super drunk. He's right. I'm drunk. Something happens. Everybody get out the plane. So now I'm like, holy shit, this ain't even got nothing to do with what I'm really going to tell you. This is insane what happened. So we get out the plane. So I'm listening to see if anything's wrong with the plane. You know, I use this concierge service. So the lady comes, takes care of me. She drives me in the car. I pay a lot of money for it. And they can skip me in front of the plane, get me out of there, drive out. I pay a lot of money for it. But it's a beautiful and American Airlines concierge service, right? So the lady's outside waiting for you. Oh my God, I was saying, is it my client? Because he never drinks and he was just, right? So I said, no, we good, this and that. So she found out that some guys got drunk and didn't want to wear their masks and started arguing. So they got to get them out. Mind you, we go back to the club and I hit the red wine again. So I go back in the plane and I sit down, right? There's two things I want you to know that's never happened to me. One thing is, never in their lifetime has a police asked me to snitch. Never. Has a police sat me down and said, you might have heard, or you know, for some reason, they respect me enough to know, yo, don't ask him nothing, he ain't talking, or at least I think that, or whatever the case. I've never been asked. I've never sat down with the white light. Do you want an attorney? They don't even, if I get locked up, they throw me in the cell. This guy's old school, he's not talking. At least I believe that, right? Now, the second part is I've never been hit on by a gay guy, by LGBT, right? And I'm trying to say this as nice as possible. Bro, I sit back on the plane, I'm saucy, and I don't even want to use the word strap on. I don't want to use the fucking word. You know, with the belt, right? I buckle up, right? Throw on my Anita Baker. If you know me, you know I'm straight as hell. I'm cool for everybody doing what they do. Do your thing. I love you. I'm going to fight for you. I'm actually an advocate. But you know how I get down. And so I'm sitting there, and I look to the side. The stewardess or steward dude, he's sitting here, and he eye fucks me. The man is sitting right where you at, and he's like, well, I mean, like, bro, like this man violated me, and he was looking at me like there was. I felt like I felt like a girl that doesn't want the guy's attention, like fucking violated, abused. This guy was staring at me, and bro, I looked to the side, but I'm fucked. I'm in the front thing. I look back, he got the fuck eyes of, like, this guy fucking tried me. Like, I mean, no disrespect, but I was so fucking violated. The whole flight, I'm looking down like this. I'm not trying to look at this guy because he's flagrantly trying to eye fuck me. Bro, this shit is crazy. That never happened to me in my fucking life. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Fat Joe gotta play pussy. Cause it's like, you don't want to get canceled, LGBT. You don't want to go to the feds beating somebody up on a plane. Well, have I been summoned by the sorority? Are they saying you bugging out?
No, the wife is just checking.
You see that? I got canceled in my house. My wife never interrupts with this shit, and she walked right in like, bro, if you want these fucking chandeliers, I wouldn't be talking like you talking like that. But I mean no disrespect. But that shit is crazy.
Safe to say you had an awkward flight.
And it was actually a smooth flight on the way back, but the guy threw me off, and I knew the why. I felt exactly how a female feels when a guy is
When she's walking down the block
and the guy looking at her and she just don't want. I'm like, yo, this shit is a violation. This shit is a fucking violation. And so I said, I was gonna tell y'all because I was so uncomfortable. I said, man, I'm gonna tell my people tomorrow because they gotta know what I'm going through out here. This shit is disrespect. And I got brothers, sisters, LGBT that I love, I will kill for. But this guy, you didn't have to go there. You understand? Like he was violating me, man. And I looked at him 2-3 times and he kept doing this shit. Like, yo, my man, if this motherfucker, I'm looking like this, I'm looking, the whole flight, I'm looking at the floor shit. I can't take it. Felt violated. Now, am I wrong? Am I wrong for feeling this way? Oh, no, I can't, you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. You can only do this, and if he's watching, he knows he disrespected Fat Joe. Don't do it again. But he had to relax for real. No, I didn't. You can't do nothing. One thing I do is I act like, they said, where's the white van when you need it? I act like, you know, he was on your body. Yo, these days smile, man. No, we gotta stop, man. Come on, guys. And so he said, a woman wrong when they feel like that? Nah, they don't. But yo, listen, let's take it away from there. But shit was a violation to me. It felt crazy. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. Meaning, if you go through something, your so-called family, your so-called friends are not there for you when you need them. They're not your real ones. Put God first in good and bad times. And right now, we are being so tested out there. You got to keep your faith. The most powerful thing you have in life is your faith. Shout out to Wild Cherry Pepsi. Ciroc. And of course, Cash App. Peace, y'all. We the biggest in the game. And you don't know who I know.
Right now we're going to go to Trinidad and Tobago. That's right, Red, White, and Black, my hometown, where we broadcasting from. Here's my dude, Nemren. Let's go!
Exclusive. Yo, those street corners corrupted us. Rough rider had to buckle up. Hard times, birth for the hustler. Another day for a struggler. Stomach empty, heady guzzler. Gotta keep my courage up.
Ghost entertainment, I darkest society neighbors. No jokes, a stubborn real man, mule. Scotchy talk your mind.
Chaka P, never know me have so much bad mind, friend. Kill me star Scotchy consignment. Chew me a help myself. Them want see me life and Scotch. Get the youths, them know we firmer than them. And them know so we full of confidence. Build me circle, me never beg no strength. Freestyle and it's very evident. Watch them, I dead them one we dead. Run down, put a milli on me head. But Jaja nasty, nasty. We start out as hide and seek. No, me can't avoid her, she can't avoid me.